just gonna talk, sit down, get ready, do my hair, do my makeup. I'll talk about feeling behind and faking it. That pressure that you get, that you feel like you have to have everything figured out, that is it. Hey loves, and welcome back. It's gonna be another chit chat, get ready with me. I do have my wig here. It's been used before. I find that used wigs are usually the best because you've used them before and you kind of probably have customized it. It's easier to install. We're just gonna get this hair situated. So let me just figure out how I want this to lay. And for my hair, I don't like using glue. I don't like the feel of it. I don't like it looks good, it lasts longer, but I just feel like it just doesn't give me. So I'm gonna be using a spray, holding spray. Any holding spray that holds, got to be Ebin. But for this one, I'm going to be using this brand just because this is what I have right now. Let's just get all that flyaway hair out of the way. You see how the Lagos girls do their hair? Guys, like, I am in awe. I can never get it right. And I feel like it all has to do with like prepping the lace and cutting the lace, giving your lace a bit of structure. So should I cut this off and give myself a widow's peak? I'm not sure what that would look like because I don't have a widow's peak. I think it might be nice. Let's just take off just this little bit and see how we feel about it. Kelechi, please don't regret doing this. What's that? Let me do the same thing on the other side. On this side. This is gonna make me look so weird because this is not the shape of my hairline. But there's no harm in trying new things. I feel like I look weird because this is not my hairline. This looks so weird on me. Should I just take a little bit out of this? Let me just take a little bit. Yeah, that looks better. That was too pointy. It was too forward. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spray my holding spray just on the perimeter of my hair, just because I can see some parts are lifting. And I'm going to spray just a little bit and then use my hairband to just tie it down. There's just something about doing your hair that instantly gives you a facelift. Can you guys see how my face has lifted? As long as it's locked, okay, not bad. Obviously, I still need to glue it down one more time, just one more time. So I'm gonna rehydrate my face. I'm using this Style Bar spray. I'll leave all the links and all the names on screen as well so you guys can see. But this is just gonna bring hydration to my skin. And for my moisturizer, I've done this video previously, so you probably already know. I'm gonna be using this one from Cetaphil. Okay, so back to what we were talking about, right? You know that feeling of feeling left behind, feel like you have to fake it, feel like you have to have your life figured out. We've been feeling that, or we had been feeling that of late. And I feel like a lot of people are feeling this way. And social media, online is such a perfectly curated version of people's reality. And most times when we're focusing on that, we tend to lose focus on what's real and what's not real, right? And then you are feeling overwhelmed. You're feeling like you're left behind. You're feeling like you're not growing at the pace that you're supposed to be. You're feeling like you're not where you're supposed to be. I remember when I was still in my 20s, right? I had so many, we had a map laid out mentally. Like, oh my God, this is what I'll be doing. And sometimes you can have that, or you might even have something better. But most times we don't actually get everything that we want. And that's fine, because what I've learned is your plans or your needs, your desires are different from your purpose and what God has destined and what God has planned for you. And at the end of the day, that's the ultimate, right? Most times you go on Instagram and you're watching the lifestyle of people probably traveling, and probably you're sitting at home working your 9 to 5, and you're seeing people making a lot of money, but then you're struggling, and it feels like, oh my God, I thought this is where I'll be when I'm at this age or at this point in my life. Why am I not married? Where are the kids? Like, you're second guessing your life and your purpose and your existence, right? And I get that. At this point in my life, I'm just learning to just choose peace and focus on enjoying every single moment of my life, as opposed to overwhelming myself with unrealistic thoughts. Because online is it's a one-sided story, right? You see one version of the person, and then behind closed door, it's a totally different thing, right? I know there are a lot of scandals of influencers that pretend to live a certain lifestyle, but then in reality, they are struggling. And yeah, keeping up with that persona is so unrealistic. And learning to know and enjoy your own journey for me is peace, and it's joyful, and it's cherishing every single moment, whether it's bad or good, and enjoying the ride on the way, right? Let me just quickly blend this in. And what we're doing is we're just kind of masking and covering like any imperfections, any hyperpigmentations, anything you want to hide. You can use a corrector, but personally, like I always see, like I just don't like the look of orange on my face. I feel like it's another color I need to cover. So I just go in with a concealer that is my exact shade, very light-handed, place that on, blend that in, and this is what we look like. We're not going to be very detailed with today's video. We're just going to focus on the conversation, right? Let me just use a bit of, I should have used this before, but that's fine. I'm going to use a bit of my mattifying primer just on this area. Oh, that's a lot actually. Let me take from here. Just on this area right here, and this area right there, and this area right there. And stick foundations are, I love it. I don't know what it is about it, but I just find that it looks so much better on my skin. And yeah, most times I kind of tend to go for it. And then if I feel like I need more coverage, I just go in with another pump of foundation. Let me just add a bit of glow to my highlight, high points of my face, just to illuminate my face a little bit more. All right, so just a little bit. I'm gonna use my hand to blend it in so we don't have like harsh lines. So let's quickly contour, bronze up the face, add a bit of definition right here, right? There's a saying that comparison is a thief of joy, and truly it is. If you've ever been in a phase of your life whereby you're comparing yourself with your peers, your friends, your family, what that does is it takes you out of your purpose and puts you in another person's purpose, and it makes you feel like you are not validated. It sometimes even makes you feel like you're not worthy of what you're about to receive, because now you are seeing things from a different perspective and not from God's perspective or your own perspective, right? So that is something that I'm trying to do, and sometimes we don't intentionally do it. We just like scroll through, and social media has its pros and cons, right? I will say that. But I feel like most times we tend to amplify a lot of the positives and not share the journey, the struggles, the behind the scenes, the losses, the failure, right? And something I'm learning right now is vulnerability. It is such a superpower because not everyone can be vulnerable. And understanding that level, understanding vulnerability is not a thing of weakness. It's a thing of strength, because now you understand where you are, you're embracing it, and you're able enough to share it. Like, you're strong enough to share that, right? When I see people share their life experiences, and even though it sounds or looks tragic, I never look at them from a point of disadvantage, or like, I always look at them like, oh my God, you are so strong and you are so powerful, because this story that you're sharing is a story of purpose, right? It means that you have overcome your struggles. It means that you're bigger than that, right? As opposed to hiding inside that struggle and trying to create a mask or a persona that is not your reality. Basically living a fake life, right? Or trying to keep up with what's going on, right? So what I'm doing now is I'm just using this foundation and I'm filling it in the areas that I don't apply a lot of product. Usually it's like right here and like right here. My husband would tell me something. He would say something like, I know you've probably heard this before, but a closed mouth is a closed destiny. I'm gonna say that again. A closed mouth is a closed destiny. And if you are faking it or you have this pressure of pretending to have everything together, you're not only losing out on the opportunities that might be available or the answers that might be available for you, but you're not giving yourself the chance to grow, right? But when you open up and you start praying, prayer is communications. Like you pray because you want answers, right? You want answers to some questions. You pray because you want results. And the way you pray is you communicate, you open your mouth, you ask for it, right? It's the same thing, right? You ask for it. Sometimes all you have to do is just to ask and open up and not pretend or fake it, you know? Like right now, I'm gonna ask you to subscribe to my channel if you get to subscribe to my channel because I need it. I've seen a lot of people get jobs just by opening up on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on TikTok. There's so much power in vulnerability. It might feel like, oh my God, I'm weak. Oh my God, I don't want people to know, oh, I'm struggling. I have to keep it up. You're only doing yourself harm. And no one really cares about you, to be honest with you, except for the people within your circle that really do care about you. Because I can see your post tomorrow and I'm like, oh, such a beautiful post, such a beautiful picture. Swipe up, swipe down, continue moving. But then you are in your world, you know what you're going through, you know the struggles and all that, and you have to keep that up. Even if people don't have the answer, right? Most times people would guide you to that answer. And you do have to do a lot of work and put in a lot of work to make that answer make sense, right? It's just like, for instance, if you're saying like, I'm confused, I don't know which way to go. I can tell you, okay, if it's filming, this is how to do, set it up this way. You know, if you need answers about your life, okay, take the Bible. This is your guide. But I cannot read it from the beginning to the end for you or read a textbook from the beginning to end for you. But I can show you this is what you need to do. But then you have to now put in the work and be intentional about like finding the answer, right? And it's the same thing with like social media. Sometimes you open up and people like give you recommendations, interviews. It doesn't mean you're gonna get that job instantly, but they've guided you. They've given you a key to that solution. So all you have to do is just walk into it and be purposeful about it and, you know, try to get the results. I'm appreciating slow living. Let me just do my face. Oh, it's coming together. And yeah. I'm gonna just define my nose a little bit. And for this, I'll leave all the details on the screen. But like I was saying, I am now embracing slowing down. Not slowing down in terms of how I produce and how I show up for myself, but in terms of just enjoying the journey and the moments in between, right? Enjoying the process, the losses, the failures. And for me, that also means like redefining what success is to me. Because sometimes we take what other people's definition of success is. Like it could be different things for different people. And I feel like most times when we go online, we see every other person's definition of success except for ours, right? And it's important to be very clear on what yours is and focus on that, right? Because what one person's success is, it probably isn't yours. For someone, it could be getting married, but for you, it could be building an empire. So focus on what yours is and enjoy the journey. Because most times, we tend to put ourselves in other people's success framework. And we're saying, oh my God, like deep down, like I want to build an empire. But then look at that person. She has, you know, all that. It looks like she has everything figured out. She's married. I don't know what the society's expectations are, but let's say she's married. She looks like she's happy and all that. And then you're you're forgetting the core of what you actually want, and then you're redefining it based on what someone else has or seems to have. And I say seems to have because like most times, like we see what we want to see on social media. We see the good. Make your life as meaningful and as purposeful as you can by just sometimes slowing down and breathing in and just look around you and say, you know what, I'm alive. Not everyone has the opportunity. Not everyone has that chance. And I'm breathing, I'm healthy, I'm doing great. You know, I'm doing great. Like, look at me. And I'm just gonna use this so very generously right here. We're going to blend it all in later on, and she's going to be looking good. I'm going to use a lighter concealer on the inner part of my face. And so I just grabbed my damp beauty sponge. While everything else is kind of settling in, I'm just going to use one pump of my foundation and kind of use that just on this area, right? So in life, you have to make compromises, right? And in economics, I think that's called foregone alternative. And I do know this, and I could vividly remember it because it was a childhood experience I had. My dad was an economist, so that was the first economic term that he taught me at a very young age. I'm talking like I was in primary school. So then we would literally like write a list of things that we want, right? So let's say, for instance, the total cost was like 100K or 100,000 naira, right? He will tell you to pick what you want right now because he can only give you, let's say, 30K. So it means that out of that list that you've created, you can only pick an item or two items. And I'm sure my siblings can relate to this. And I'm sure a lot of Nigerians and, you know, anyone can relate to this in general. So that is the same thing. The same theory applies in life. Sometimes you will have to make compromises, and it's not a sometimes thing, it's a fact. You have to make compromises with what you want. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't have it all. It just means that you probably can't have it all at once at a specific time. So you have to kind of make a list of the things that you want right now. Make a general list of all the things that you desire and all the things that you want. And pick one or pick two to focus on that you know that you can achieve right now. You know, the same thing goes with like marriage, right? You can't have it all. You have to compromise. Like you and your partner have to come to some sort of compromise and say, okay, I want this, but we can't get this now. But how about we get this instead? And then later on we can build and get something else. So it's the same thing with your life as well, right? You cannot have it all at once, but you can have it all. Right? You can have it all, but in order to not get overwhelmed, distracted, probably even defeated or unmotivated, because when you try to do everything all at once, at the end of the day, nothing really works out. So you have to pick a thing or a couple of things, probably even maximum 3, and focus on it. And then when you have that, when you grab that, when you've achieved that, you can move on, you know? So yeah, if you feel like, oh my God, when I was in my 20s, I thought I would do this. And now like we haven't done everything. What about the things you've done, right? Appreciate that. And then look at what's left on your bucket list or list of achievements. And then gradually focus on it, you know. Life is all about compromises. Compromises you make for your partner, for your friends, for your parents, for your kids. And I've seen this word used across different disciplines, different subject matters. For instance, in marketing, it would be like brand positioning, focusing on a message or on a group of people or target market, right? In terms of like operations, it could be like trade-offs, it could be price over cost. It could also be in terms of like negotiation, right? Compromising in terms of the price, in terms of the deliverables and all that. But that word carries so much weight. And it's a life word, to be honest. And for me, what that means is that you're not letting go of the bigger picture. You're just making tiny strokes in order to build that beautiful frame that you're creating. So yeah, definitely make some strokes, start drawing, start writing, start scripting, start putting things down, and start achieving them little by little. But yeah, that's something I just wanted to say. All right, now let me just set my entire face. I love when we talk like this because it inspires me, and I hope it inspires someone else. I feel like I'm rushing right now. It's looking like I'm baking as opposed to setting. So we're just going to push in all the products and let it just create a smooth layer so that way all the products, all the creams don't move. We're gonna just set the rest of our face. I remember those days when like powders were foundations. Oh my God, if you guys were not born in that generation, you're so lucky. There was a time when like foundations were not accessible to everyone, right? We had limited brands that were doing foundations, especially for our skin type. So powders were like our foundation, right? We'll just do powder, we'll do a little bit of brows, lip gloss, and sometimes we would do like eyeshadow. And for reasons only known to God, we thought that that beat was beating. When I look at some of my old pictures, I'm just like, what is this? What kind of makeup is that? And I hope that's how I feel like 10 years from now. I hope that like in 10 years, I'll look at myself and be like, oh my God, why is she putting in like so much product? Like, what is she doing with foundation? You know, we've come a long way, to be honest with you. Then makeup was not makeup, you know, makeup was clowning. So what I'm doing is I'm just creating a bit of a base depth on my eyes. Let's just go with the flow. We're not looking bad at all. We're gonna use my black liner just on my waterline and on my lids as well. Just on, yeah, my lash line and my waterline. Buff this out. We don't want to buff it out too much. We just want to make it less chunky. That's enough smoking for me. See that blend? It's not perfect. I don't want it to be perfect because I'm still gonna go and blend it in with another brown just so it's smoky but like not intense. I'm gonna take a very soft brown and just like blend that out. Wing that out. Ooh. So now I feel like my eyes are a bit too intense. So we're gonna add some shimmer, right? Just a little bit of glow. This one is a loose pigment from So Pro. It's Extra Dimension Loose Highlights in the shade Evie, right there. So for this, I'm just going to wet my brush. I'm gonna use the same brush. It's compact and we're just going to spray this a little bit just to get it damp, right? And this way it's going to be easy to pick up whatever is on the cover. Just take a little bit, lightly pat that on. So I went to put on some mascara and I just tamed my brows. Guys, I have the most basic brow routine right now. And we're just going to outline it and then fill it in. Ooh, I remember when drawing my brows used to take me like 20 minutes because I was always looking for like architectural masterpiece, like the most perfect arched brows. But now we're just leaning into soft, into natural, into not doing too much, you know. So we're just going to fill in the sparse areas, just align the bottom and fill in, and that's basically all that I do now. I'm gonna pop on my lashes now. I think they're a bit tacky. I hope that these lashes will complement my eyes. Okay, that was easy, and this looks nice. So we're just going to press it down. I'm clamping, using my nails to just clamp it onto my lashes. So that way we have no spacing. And it just looks better that way. For my eyes, I'm just going to take this brush and just like run it through my lids. Because I placed that shimmer shade, I feel like we need to just kind of lightly blend it in as well. This is what we're looking like. I want to add a bit of color to my face, and we're going to use the same bronze bombshell blush, just a little bit of it. This is going to add color, it's going to bring it to life, but it's also going to add a little bit of glow because it has a little bit of hydration as well. To set my face, I'm going to use this. I have the name on the screen. Uh-oh. I'm gonna grab this Seal It spray. I'm probably gonna be filming for hours. So this is gonna help like seal everything in. Let's use this. Last thing I'm gonna do on my face is to use a bit of a lighter powder, just a little bit of it, right? Something lighter to further highlight my face and to take away the shine from the center of my face, right? Because now we just look a little bit, I like it, it looks glowy, but I want the center of my face to be matte. So we're going to just use that, set that down. And because it is pressed powder, because we're not using a lot of product, it's gonna create like a beautiful, flawless finish. So now my makeup is locked in, it's not going anywhere, and it looks so good. For my lips, a brown lip liner is my go-to. So we are done with the face. Now I am curious to see what the lace looks like. Get it? We just rhymed. Let's see what we have going on underneath this. Okay. For my hair, I see a lot of stylists use this. Lagos stylists use this. So we're going to just use this Gorilla Snot glue. And usually what they do is they use this to create that sleek look. And I'm going to do that. Let's bring this side a little bit. But always trust the process. Okay, I think that is okay for me. I don't want to overdo it so that way I don't look crazy or I don't ruin or put a lot of product. So we're going to do a side part. Oh yeah, I like it. I like it. I like how this gel is making the hair just like sleek back. I really do like what it's doing. So we're gonna do something crazy. We're gonna take the glue, whatever is left. Oh, just a light layer and just like blend that down. We're just going to use a hairspray to just like So now we can mess it up a little bit. Let that dry down a little bit. We did a decent job, guys. I do think we did a decent job. Ooh. Okay, so now we can go ahead to apply our gloss. And ooh. This is the finished look. This is what we look like after spending 3 hours getting glam and chit-chatting with you guys. And yeah, this is what we look like right now. Definitely love it. I think we did a good job with the hair. This is what the finished look looks like, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I wanted to come on here and just like share like life basically, and share light as well. So for anyone who feels like they are stuck, they are feeling left behind, they feel like they have to make up to put on a performance or a show, I'm here to say that it is okay. It's okay to sometimes slow down and appreciate every single moment and every single season that you're in. But what's not okay is like faking it for yourself, right? And not being true to yourself and not enjoying the journey through your life, right? So yeah, if you guys are watching this up until now, definitely subscribe if you're yet to subscribe. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and keep shining, keep growing, keep living in the moment, keep enjoying every season, and keep being real. So I will see you guys in the next video. Till then, make sure you stay blessed and you stay fabulous.